Welcome to FM Corner. I'm Danny Koontz, Director of Relationship Management in Windy City. Today I want to talk a little bit about biggest regret. Some of you, like me, have worked in the facility world for a long period of time. So you're closer to the end of your career than you probably are the start. Look back at all the things you've done as a manager, director, VP, whatever it is that you may be in your facility career. What's your biggest regret? If you're young, as a facility manager, got many more years left in your career, what's your biggest regret today? And the beauty of that is you got a lot of years to go. You have a great opportunity if you recognize what is that regret that's bothering me. How do I fix it? And I can fix it, and I can make it better. If you're on the backside of your career, you're probably not in a position to do a whole lot about it except talk about it and recognize it and what did I do and how does that make me better as I go forward. And I don't mean regret like I ordered 7,000 yards of carpet one time instead of 700 yards or something like that, or I put in all natural gas equipment when the restaurant was propane, something like that. That's a mistake. That's not a regret. Think about a regret. If you had a chance to make it better, what would you say and who would you say it to? How would you go about it? How would you identify what it is? In my career, my biggest regret after all these years was when I was made a director of facilities for Ruby Tuesday. I was very young. And I'd come up starting in the warehouse and working my way up to deliveries and being in transportation and stuff like that. And now I'm managing facilities and I'm doing purchasing. And suddenly I have a group of people that work for me. Most people manage the way they were taught. I was taught in the late 70s, very early 80s. People just told you what to go do. If you didn't do it right, they hollered at you and you tried to do better. I thought that's how management worked, so that's what I'm gonna be. And so I was really hard on my folks because I wanted it to be great. Because everything they did, I felt had my name on it. And I wanted to be really great. And I didn't handle that right. You know, people are different. And I had some really, really good folks who worked for me. I look at where each of those folks are today and they're all very successful. But I didn't help them. I wanted to manage everything. I wanted to make sure everything got done, touch every point. And I wanted to make sure that I protected them from being hurt. I didn't want them to make a mistake. I would rather that be on me. So I would stop them before they would ever get to the edge of the cliff. That sounds really noble and great. The downside of that is you don't teach and you don't give them the opportunity to do it because you're there as the last position of strength to help stop something from happening. You have to let them experience failure or what goes wrong. There's probably nothing that they're going to do or happen that you couldn't fix. You hope not anyway, but you got to give them the chance and you got to let them do the job and you got to let them be a part and let them grow in the same way that someone let me grow at a point in my life. I wasn't a great manager. I learned over time how to manage differently and do a better job with trusting my folks. My job was to teach them what needed to be done and then let them go do it. And also understand that everybody that works for you, whoever that is, they don't do it like you do. Nobody does. Everybody has a different way. There are parts and pieces they pick up from you, and there were parts and pieces that I picked up from my mentors early on in my career, but everything wasn't done the same way. So I wanted to make sure that you think about that's my biggest regret. I wasn't a great manager early on. I think I've worked at it, and I think during the second part of my career with those folks, we did a much better job. I trusted them. They were very good at what they did. Let them do that job and then support them as needed, not be a blanket person that's keeping them from being exposed. That wasn't any good. And again, I value that on today because I look and see where those folks are. And each one of them is unbelievably successful in the second or third phase of their career and what they're doing. So what is your regret? What is that thing that you have learned that, boy, if I had one do-over, here's what I would do? Did you let a key employee go that really meant something? Was it something like that? You know, what caused a regret in your facility career? Think about that. And also think about, do I have the time that I can go fix this and make it better? And sometimes it just may be letting people know, hey, I didn't handle this right. I didn't do it the right way. But I've learned and moved on, but I wanted you to know that. So that's mine. Would love to hear from you on what your regret is. If you have time, fix it. If you don't, make sure people know that you're aware of it and what happened and why you think learning that changed and made you more successful as you went on through your career. That's it for today. Would love to hear from you of what that may be. As always, thank you for listening to FM Corner, and we'll see you next week.